Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. This is take two. I don't put people's kids in my video, and sure enough, driving right down the road where I would least expect it, there was a family, and one of them was holding a child, a baby, and then, that's about probably around 1 year old. So I'm driving. I'm just not gonna do it. Not gonna take it out. I'm not gonna use it. Oh my goodness. Today, by the way, I went to the doctor's, the follow-up after that hospital visit a little over 3 weeks ago. It was my first time to see this doctor, so I had to schedule it out. And usually getting a doctor is months away. Yeah, months. So, like, I had scheduled another one, and it was at the beginning of September, and I don't see him until December. So, yeah, because that's his first available. And usually it's like, oh, you can get a nurse practitioner or a PA, and no thank you. I'm not doing that again. So, anyway, I was going to talk about something specific. I'm on my way to the grocery store, and I was going to, after I got out of the doctor's office today, and one of my medications, it's blood pressure and diabetes, was going to be doing like 30 minutes. I was actually there at the places. Now, I could have taken it, but it's the whole thing. I have to write it down and all this stuff. And what if I didn't? Yeah. I'm to this point now, it's like, I'm not going through all of this. It's too much. I'm not going to do this or that or whatever. So I have try to get it in a pattern. And wish me luck on that. When you take medication several times a day, getting it in a pattern, not happening. So, not so much. I actually put them on my cell phone alarm for when I need to take it that time, and when I need it wakes me up. The first set is in the morning, real early. And it's so lovely getting older, let me tell you. And anyway, I don't remember. Yeah, I'm my brain. Well, that was what I was going to talk about. I've just been so overwhelmed. I mean, how many years has this been? Just unbelievable amount of crap that can happen, just all in the same moment. Sometimes it feels like this is going on there, that's going on there, but one of them, one of the things I was going to talk about, I remember now also, besides the fact that too much is going on, is that I try to get things to where there's some kind of they're organized. I also wanted to talk about chaos creators, and let me turn this off. I didn't know if there would be a bunch of teenagers. It is 7:29 on a Tuesday. So in September, imagine that. But anyway, I thought there would be a lot of kids. Sometimes they have band and all that. But anyway, I was going to do a whole video about chaos creators, and not as though I haven't done that before. I've done it. That's what I always called the people that I tend to wind up in my life and tend to kind of push them out. It's not too long afterwards, but some people, you just can't push everybody out of your life. I thought, oh, what is that? I don't know what that person was driving, a little mini truck. But anyway, then I would call these people chaos creators. I mean, it can be just the smallest thing. And some would say to even think about that, even to say something about it, is that it's just such a petty little thing, and just is being petty to talk about it. But I've said this so many times, what's the purpose of the other person? And the people who say it's such a petty thing, you should be the bigger person, that's blaming the victim. And people who do that stuff, out of my life. The ones that cause it, and the ones who say stuff like that. You should be the bigger person. That they just love blaming the victim. That mentality. Oh, I don't want you in my life either. I don't mind if I don't have a lot of people in my life, because yeah, there's a problem with that too. But anyway, the chaos creators, you know, the petty stuff, the little stuff, you know, petty can be seen in more than one way. You know, they do things like this. Okay, I've mentioned this before, but it is a good example to me, because I'm gonna follow up on it in this video too. But the thing that we got, Adam and I, we finally, and it was like years of when is finally going to come about? But we got a new refrigerator. It's a big one. It's a nice one, and it has quadrants, 4 different doors, little doors. I said all I want is this one right here. I wanted to have that as mine. You know, it's just gonna be refrigerator stuff, and nobody to touch it. I mean, seriously, can you imagine that? To me, that's a big thing. You know, some people say, what do you want in your life? What would you want if somebody could give you a present? Mine would be one section right there on the refrigerator. I know how silly it sounds, but really, because I'm going to tell you, I'm more of an, well, I agree that I'm more of an organized chaos type of person, but I'm not to where anybody else is affected by it. I know where the things are, and that's where I want them to be. I put them there for a reason. Nobody needs to understand it. You know, nobody needs to question why. Nobody has to use anything, and that's why I wanted that one quadrant. One. I hope I'm using that right. I haven't used it really in many years, except for since we got the refrigerator. But anyway, just one. Just that's all. That's all. You know, the rest of the stuff would be common things, or they, like Adam had his own, you know. And then there's the little mini fridge, and the other one can be used as a fridge, you know. I mean, a freezer, both of them. You see what I'm saying? Okay, I just wanted that one, but no, so much chaos around everything has to be chaotic. Oh, you know. Then his niece came back to stay with us again, and she's, you know, an adult, half of my age, and he told her, you know, he explained it to her, and she and it's kind of like this. How many of you have something like maybe you have your tool shed or your tool section in your garage, or your one of my sisters always had like her arts and crafts room or something. What are they called? I have one, so I don't know. That's not something that I would even think about, you know, having. But, you know, and then somebody comes and just moves everything all around. You know, I've complained about Adam's family. Anytime they would come to visit, they go into the kitchen, and I was the one that was doing most of the cooking. Ooh, I broke something. And they would just, I mean, they want to cook something for lunch, and oh my God, you would, what in the world? Oh, that's one of those parking spots. But they would just move everything. I actually found a pitcher, you know, for water out in the garage. I think Adam did that. I'm fairly certain. But, and you might say they're being sarcastic, but not my circus, not my monkeys with his family. I tell him he has to talk to them. But anyway, yeah. I mean, one of them even put one of my clocks underneath the kitchen sink, you know, in the little thing underneath the cabinet, underneath the kitchen sink. I had to go all over the place. I was looking for it. I said, what the crap are they doing now? And she said, well, it ticked too loud. And one of them, his sister, when she was visiting, she there's too much stuff to even mention, so many, including one time taking my sofa and getting their older brother, who was like at the time right close to 70, and had actually hurt himself. She got him to help her pull out my sofa away from the wall. It's got some windows and all, And so she could tell me that I must clean behind there. I just walked off. I would even, I'm a little surprised too myself that how I can contain myself, my thoughts when they do weird stuff like that. I mean, and then I know why, because for me what works is making a video and venting about this stuff. That's why I do all this. Seriously. Anyway, they would do, now I'm talking over 40 years now, okay? And it could be one of his sets of cousins. It was mainly the women. Honestly, mainly the women. Although one of the brothers, he tries to do it through his girlfriend. Yeah. Tries to get her riled up. Well, she's quite the histrionic. I mean, loudest voice you can imagine. Hair like Medusa. Really thin clothing. Provocative clothing. Cackles. Laughing hyena. Just the usual stuff, and just that kind of whole thing with, she's very, just read what it says, symptoms of, I'm not saying diagnosed, but at all, I don't diagnose anybody, I'm just saying she has a whole lot of the symptoms of histrionic personality disorder, whole lot. And yeah, and he tries it through her, but she's not the one that's going to get up and lift a finger on anything. Unless it's to eat something that, let's see, what was hers? At the time we didn't have a membership to Sam's Club, and we had a membership, we still do, we have both now, of Costco. So when they would come and visit, we'd take them to Costco because they didn't have Costco. And, and then we'd go, what the hell? What is this? Be glad that you didn't hear the rest of that. Oh my God. Did you see what happened? The guy was parked next to me, and he wanted to go the other direction. So he just tried to get through. Me and this one in front, right over there. Like, and then stopped, pointing his finger at me. Okay, maybe I shouldn't go down here, because there is a guy. Oh my goodness. I know I didn't finish what I was saying right there, but then he pointed his finger and wagged it at me as he was about to hit my SUV. But anyway, then just now, this guy drove up in here, and it's 82 degrees right now, but he's wearing this long black, they're not raincoats, but what are they? But it's black and kind of a little bit camouflage, and I mean, he's a big dude too. Tall, big, scary looking white guy. And I know the type. They're scary people. Okay. And yikes. Maybe it's not a good thing to come out at night, man. It's 7:40 p.m., so it should not be this insane. Okay, okay, now this one's wearing a hoodie, in part extremely close to me. Really, woman? It's a woman. Okay. Actually, I'm not so sure about that one. But anyway, I mean, this is every day in my life there is something. And believe me, I don't need any more at home. When I go home, I want my home to be, Adam and I have known one another over 40 years. We pretty much got it worked out, but not always, because he's a little like the rest of his family. But to have more than one who's going to do that whole thing of, you put something in a very logical place, they're going to take it and move it to somewhere else. Like I said, he probably took that picture out in the garage for what we will never know. And now I purchased 2 since then, and I have no idea where they are. None. Yeah, it's like, oh well. But that's it. And then at this point, let me get back to this one. I know this is very petty. I know this is little stuff. Don't sweat the little stuff. Well, when the little stuff has a gazillion of them, and your whole day is ruled by them pushing, moving, doing this, doing that, this, that, and the other. Oh my goodness, let's have it all in the air, all thrown up, scattered everywhere. No. No. And then there's the attitude problem behind it. You know, the adult mean girls, adult mean boys, you know, the histrionic kind of people. There's got to be so much drama. You should be seeing how I'm trying to do like they do, you know, with the hands and the way the body moves. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's really not funny when it really comes down to it. But if you were to see me and to see how too many of these people I have known over my lifetime from birth, I am fairly certain from birth, so I was raised in it, okay? But to just see them so, I don't know, flamboyant, would that be the word? So, you know, theatrical all around. I've already said that a gazillion times and gazillion videos because I've went through them. But just to see the theatrics, how they create some kind of a drama out of nothing. And I've said this before, just trying to talk about it makes me sound very theatrical. There's no other way to do it. It would have to be like Charlie Brown's teacher. At least I think it's something like that. But just, you know, be very, and then they do this, and then they do that. Some people say, well, that's kind of pretty much normal, you know, we just go to the grocery store, buy groceries, and come home. Nothing like somebody trying to hit your car, you know, trying to get out their way instead of what would be the right way to do it, the logical way, the lawful way. I'm not sure if that's a lawful or not, but, you know, people, you park somewhere, you back up, or, you know, if it's somewhere straight ahead, nobody's coming. Yeah, but you don't cut across somebody and almost hit them. And not expect them to honk at you, at least, if they're sitting right there. Then you're going to wave your finger at the person like they're at fault. You know, the person you're almost hitting. You know, I mean, I can't make this stuff up. It's an everyday thing. Like the people who tailgate while you're turning. And what was today's tailgate? You know, like I said, what do they think they're going to do? Leapfrog? You know, especially people who tailgate in, you know, places like this. Then they're going to tailgate. There's always a tailgate at least once a day. At least. I've already had mine today, so I don't get another one. Somebody tailgating me. And yes, when I zoom in my camera, it looks like I'm tailgating. I do not tailgate. That's the most annoying thing possible. But, oh, there's that guy again. Shh. Okay. So he's about to leave. Now that I know he's leaving, I'm going, where's my thing? I have it in park. But, go ahead. Go leave so I can go in the store. Unless, of course, he went and checked it out. But no, you can't make this stuff up. Like when you see something, it's still hot yesterday. Today, actually, it was supposed to be yesterday was the end of our summer here, which, wait, the day before. Okay, noise enough? Yep. Okay, anyway, the last day of autumn was supposed to be, I mean, the first day of autumn was supposed to be, I mean, as actually on the Weather Channel's little thing, that was going to be our last day of 90s. Well, today it was 91. Adam said the 91 was on the Weather Channel app or whatever on my phone, and the one that pops up, and his SUV said 93. So, yeah. Today's September 24th. Anyway. And so the guy wearing that, when it's still, well, now it says 82, was wearing that long all the way to his shoes. I don't know what to think anymore. It's kind of like that guy that I saw one time in our neighborhood. I think it was his wife was the one that was, she was probably around my age, and she was a little younger, maybe 10 years. And that's a little younger for me. And she was videoing me. I was at the park, and she got to the end of the street and took her camera and videoed me. Nobody else was there. Nothing else was there. Me, where I was parked. And then what looked like her husband probably was, because they both looked like, they really did look like Bubba and Babette. But he went to come toward me, walked on the other side of the street, on the sidewalk, walked down it, came right toward my SUV like he was going to come up to me at that point, and he was wearing a hunter's suit. It was summer in Texas. You don't wear a winter suit like that, a hunter suit, you know, with the hat and all that goes over your ears. I've never been hunting in my life, but I've seen it enough. You can't make this stuff up. It's just, these are also little things too. You see, on top of all the things, I don't need that in my house. I don't need somebody who's going to have mood swings galore. And that's just not one of them. That's just not one. Yeah, mood swings. I don't have mood swings, my friends. I do. I remember when I was younger, I would, when I had to deal with the people's mood swings, it was so easy when I was young. So easy for me to just get in a bad mood or whatever kind of mood they were in. As more I got, the older I got, not so much, just shaking my head, that kind of thing, rolling my eyes, just silent and saying, oof, I feel for you. I feel for anybody around you too. But anyway, I think I should go by, don't you think? Uh-oh, here comes another big, ooh, this man is, wow. Muscle men out tonight. Okie dokie. I'll go in. Okay, of course, got out of the store, got my SUV, and there was somebody going to come and back in to the spot next to me. Okay. The typical thing around here is what is usually not typical. It's going to be the opposite of normal. And that's how it is with like these people who are chaos creators. It's not going to be normal. And then they're going to look at the people who do things in a normal fashion as though they're bonkers. Put it that way. You know, like drive the speed limit. I drive the speed limit. And I'm not perfect with it, but you won't catch me going like trying or tailgating people trying to go 90 in a school zone. Stuff like that. Okay, I cannot see here. Okay, maybe I can. But I was just complaining about somebody today about to get hit. That person stopped on a dime, man, to not hit somebody that turned right in front of him. Oh, well, like it was nothing. It was probably the other person's fault to them. You should have somehow had those flashing signs that would be in a police. But no, to let them know that, hey, you were there. But anyway, yeah, got a few things, and now I know that when I get home, Adam is not going to be there because he has to go pick up his niece where she is, or unless her boyfriend, which one is it today, takes her home, drives her home. So, but anyway, I think I finished up my story about the refrigerator. I don't think I did, but anyway, so the refrigerator, because of what's going on with my stomach, still don't know what's in my abdominal area. Still have to keep it in a bandage, and all across the navel, and looks like a shield. Yeah. Change it once or twice a day. And this one, she says she doesn't think it's a hernia, but she's waiting for the records. Anyway, because of all this, I realize I cannot and should not. Probably someone last year just had needed to think about it all that much is that to bend down, move side to side. My body has to be kind of stiff, or whatever's going on in there, it's going to have problems. And I have to go through all of this again. It's exhausting. Okay, I don't know who you are, thinks you drive like that, but no. Anyway, pick a lane. I had one of those this morning. Pick a lane. But anyway, so that having that one section of the refrigerator is great for me. Okay, it doesn't, if I have that one section, everything that I need, and I can't lift too much like a pot of food, or transfer to some bowl or whatever. If it's heavy, I can't lift, and I can't go put it down below on the bottom section of the refrigerator. All that kind of movement that you can usually do, not good for me. And so having the one that's up right there, right in front of my face, I'm a tall woman. Hey, every time I go in, next doctor says I've shrunk. Apparently I've shrunk almost 5 inches. I don't think so. but it could actually be. Anyway, just don't think I've shrunk 5 inches. I just really don't. Anyway, so having one that's right there in front of my face, I can just put it right there, hands outstretched. That's great. And Adam told his niece that, he told her again that because she didn't listen. And the first time she never does. And he told her again. I think she just doesn't comprehend. Because he'll speak to her in English. And I think she also doesn't care to listen. Pick one or the other or both. But so I told him, you need to make sure she's understanding you. Because I really can't do all that. And I've watched both of them. I've known Adam for over 40 years. Her new, they just put it anywhere. And I've mentioned this to the family that it's an extra step. If they literally have to move to the side one step, then that family, some of them, not all, they don't want to do it. I should be able to put it right there. Somebody else will come along and organize it. This kind of thing. I mean, really, you think of some of the, like I said, some people, they have their whatever room it is, and somebody just constantly messing it up. You straighten it up, the next day it's all messed up, and they shouldn't even be in it in the first place. That would annoy the heck out of you. I would imagine any normal person, or maybe even abnormal person, somebody constantly moving things. And there's no reason other than just they want to. They don't care. It's not their problem. You're the one with the problem. Because it's so petty. You should be the bigger person. You see what I'm saying? And they just keep doing it. And they do it to anything that is not their concern. Stay in your lane, bro, kind of thing. Get out of my business, all that kind of stuff too. Really, like somebody who sticks their nose in everything that's about you. And tries to tell you to, I'm moving this sofa and you're supposed to keep this clean behind the sofa. I'm serious. They step over boundaries. I know a lot of people have trouble with understanding what, besides literally stepping over a boundary or line on the ground, what does it mean? Well, nobody should be in your space. It could be an actual space, or it can be, just what I'm describing. When something is your space, your place, your thing, your room, those physical, or just the regular things that people just don't do. They don't tell you. You're a grown adult, and it's your home, your space, not theirs, yours, and they're telling you what you have to do, how you're supposed to clean it, where you're supposed to have stuff, because they know better in their mind. Okay, they may be your same age. My generation, too many people who are just the people I knew, okay, no, I don't know everybody in my generation, but the people I knew, mine still to this day, think if they're a year older than you, then therefore they're all this, and you need to mind them. Some of them do. You can imagine how that works with me. But seriously, you know, they just, it's to them, whatever it's in their mind that they have some kind of right to do, they're going to do it. When they have absolutely no right. It's not her house. You know, it's not, well, it's his, but no, to move the stuff that belongs to me. Anyway, what I'm finding so nice about this is that finally I actually told her, you know, don't. And I didn't make it long. I just said, no, don't worry about it. So she won't touch they won't use the dishwasher. I can't stand grease on pots and plates and stuff like that because they don't want to use soap too. I don't know. I really don't know. But no, I use that. They don't use it. I use it. So don't open the door. There's no need for you to be in there. You know, that's a story behind that too. That she actually had told Adam, just as her cousin had told Adam the same age. Well, he's about 10 years older than she. And I actually told Adam neither one of them, they were two different, 8 years apart when it happened, something like that. They weren't together. But they basically had the attitude that they shouldn't have to wash any dishes or do any work around the house because they just eat on one plate and one cup. And that's all they need to wash. Well, that didn't go over well with Adam. And not my circus, not my monkeys. And he handled it. And they got the picture real fast. Like I said, it wasn't the same time. They weren't together ever when he gave them laid down the law. You know. And so she cooks for her and she and Adam eat the same kind of food. I don't eat anything pureed, and I don't eat things like gross stuff like gross. The other day I had to ask, when was it, a couple weeks ago or so, a few weeks ago, and I think it was, and it's gross. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. Going out of here if it's going to gross you out. If you even think of something that can gross you out. It didn't mean some people, if they like it, eat it. I don't care. Just don't think I'm going to, or don't suggest for me to, knowing that I won't. Sheep tongue. Sheep tongue. Whole pot full of it. I looked and I said, what is that? Adam wouldn't answer. I asked him again. He wouldn't answer. He was in the next room. I asked her and she told me, and I was grossed out. You know, they eat things like that. Now, I eat things some people don't like. About once every year or two, I will eat liver, beef liver. You know, liver and onions, cooked, of course. Liver and onions, so, yeah. Okay, anyway, I'm going to finish this up before I go home. But, yeah, you know, where was I in all of them? Did I finish them all up? Oh, and now all of a sudden I'm going to lose my voice. Ugh. Today's pollen, and I think maybe yesterday too. Was it? No, today. Okay, today's pollen said high. It didn't say very high. Wow. It's the second time this year I've seen it second. Every day, other than those 2 days, today and that one day, it's been very high. That's what it would be on the Weather Channel. It's the little thing on my computer. Anyway, I guess I pretty much wrapped everything up right. Oh my goodness. But chaos creators, these things, these little things, somebody just moving things around. And like I said, I'm the person who usually does all the cooking. I do the groceries, I do this, that, and just putting everything in a place, and or stuff that you buy for yourself, and or they cook only for themselves, even things that you might eat because it's something like an American thing. Tell me mac and cheese is not an American thing, but still. And they only make enough for the two of them. These kinds of things, just anything that is not really polite, And I'm not just picking on them. I'm not just saying just them. People I have known over many years. Like, I remember I cooked something one year, the year that I first told my family, do not ever contact me again, was not because of this. But I made a ham for the family for Christmas. They decided to take, I was there. I cooked the ham. They decided to take the ham and bring it into another room, and I was not invited. We had a house. I was at my mother's. I was not invited to eat the ham that I bought and cooked. Yeah, people like that, because they wanted to have their little family by themselves, their meal. That was their home now. No, it wasn't. It was not their home. Okay. Yeah. And it wasn't even in the kitchen, nothing, this kind of thing. Oh, I've seen some bizarre things, and you might think, well, it must be that you're the bad person. You're the evil person. Nope. Believe it, if I were the evil person, I would say it. So, no, they are. The people that do this, they are, it's unbelievable. Such chaos creators. They want everything to be so dramatic. So, me against, us against her. I've seen that too much. That's why, that wasn't the reason why, but it was what they did to our mother. It wasn't their mother, our mother. And wouldn't listen to me, the person who worked in that field, who had certifications in that field. They went and did the opposite. And I told them, never, do not contact me again. And that, of course, wasn't the only reason. It was years coming up. But, and that had so much chaos in my life. These things. And then now dealing with it at this time when I, have all this stuff with the doctors and all that going on. I don't need this. I never have needed it. No, can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Those people need this stuff. They need the high drama going on at all times. That's how they live it. They thrive on it. Now I'm going to have to go home and take all this out myself. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.